Home Ministry issues new instructions to states, tell them lockdown violations pose serious health hazard to public. Sets up 6 inter-ministerial teams who will focus on the implementation of lockdown, supply of essentials and safety of health workers. Home Ministry also says that the situation is serious in Indore, Mumbai, Pune, Jaipur, Kolkata and few other places in West Bengal. My colleague Ayushman joining me live with more inputs. Ayushman, you're tracking the announcements, the advisories coming from the Union Health Ministry. Give us a sense of which are the important announcements made with regard to the lifting of restrictions now, which is of course going to be the big focus, given that today is the day where decisions are going to be taken by many states on the level and extent of lifting of restrictions. Give us a sense of the announcements made by the MHA in this regard, Ayushman.
Afrida, if you see, you have mentioned about the 6 interministerial central teams which have been made by the MHA. These interministerial teams will focus on the compliance, implementation of the lockdown and supply of the essential and services, and also the safety of the healthcare workers. Afrida, the MHA has clearly said that the COVID situation in Mumbai, Pune, Jaipur, Kolkata, and also Indore, and also in some places in Bengal is definitely serious, and that is why the special attention need to be paid on that. It has been said that there are violations of lockdown, and because these violations can pose serious hazard to the public, it can risk the spread of COVID-19. There has been reported violence against the healthcare workers, violation of social distancing norms, and movement of vehicles in the urban areas. We have seen several reports of violation from several states. So this is the interministerial committee has been formed by the central teams has been formed by the Ministry of Home Affairs, and they will look into the public safety and also the kind of response that the states are giving to the center's call of social distancing, and also the essential services delivery and the attacks that is being taking place on those health workers.
All right. So basically, even though the states will have certain prerogatives in deciding relaxation, there will be strict monitoring by the MHA in this regard, which is why this interministerial teams, which means that members from various departments of the ministries are now forming a single team to do this job of monitoring the observation of lockdown. Wherever the relaxation is there, of course, those areas will also have to stick to their norms. Ayushman, keeping us updated with the inputs coming in from the Health Ministry. Thanks very much for joining us. Kerala government has responded to MHA's letter that states guidelines on relaxation amounts to dilution of guidelines issued by the MHA. The state has responded saying that relaxations abide by directions issued by the centre. Kerala Minister Surendran also said that the centre may have asked for an explanation due to some misunderstanding. So that's the response from the Kerala government. My colleague Vivek Karindalam joining me now to give us an understanding exactly of what the Kerala government has said in its defence. Vivek, this is a situation of the Kerala state government being pulled up for announcing certain relaxations which do not come under the ambit of the directions issued by Health Ministry. Can you take us through the major points here on why, first of all, the Kerala government was asked a few questions and owing to which relaxations in particular?
That's right. See, the Kerala government was responding to the MHA's, circular, saying that, MHA circular clearly said that the Kerala government cannot open all these, especially restaurants, small hotels, barber shops, and other items, and especially inter-district travel. So these cannot be these kind of easing of restrictions cannot be done. That is clearly mentioned in an order that's put out by the MHA. But Kerala government 2 days back has said that there will be easing of these restrictions in these zones, that is green zone, orange A and orange B zones. Now that is exactly what the Kerala government said, but now that the MHA clearly saying that, clearly warning the Kerala government that, it cannot, open the hotels and barber shops and such shops. The Kerala government, the Kerala Minister,
Yes.
Kadakampally Surendran Devaswamy Minister, clearly saying that it is just a miscommunication. On a daily basis, there is going to be a review meeting, and only on basis of that, these, essential grocery, essential items and, these hotels and barber shops will be opened, and that will be informed to the central government. Only then that they will take a decision. So this was clearly a misunderstanding, and that's the reason why that circular has to come up. So Kerala government has also divided this 14 districts into 4 zones.
Right.
Green zone, which is the 2 districts, Kottayam, Idukki, which is comparatively where, almost all the operations will be resumed because there is, no cases that has been reported as of now. Almost there is a 100% recovery. Apart from that, there are group Orange A and Orange B zones. In these are zones where there is partial restrictions. The condition has, improved. But in group, the red zone, that is the northern districts of Kerala, situation is still out of, still not under control, and hence the complete lockdown will be enforced till the 3rd of May. Now, that is exactly the position of the state government.
Right, but then this formula can only work to a certain extent. Now, if services and businesses are open in the green zone, there could be people from other zones coming in, and that, of course, will create problems. So is that the reason why the central government has taken note of it? We'll come back to that point. Stay with us, Vivek. Let's just tell our viewers exactly what the MHA had written to the Kerala government and why. And just to give a background to that, MHA had written to the Kerala government saying that the state's guidelines on relaxing the relaxation amounts that were announced are in dilution of the guidelines that are set by the MHA. Now, remember, the Disaster Management Act 2005 has been invoked, and under that act, the MHA has issued guidelines on the 15th of April 2020. What the MHA now says is the Kerala government's announcements are not in line with these guidelines, which are in force across the country, irrespective of whichever state it is. So the Kerala government was asked why they did this dilution. In response, like Vivek just reported, the Kerala government has said that there is some misunderstanding. All the relaxations are in line with the directions issued by the centre. So that's the first point. And also, like Vivek pointed out, Kerala government had eased lockdown on the basis of colour coding, green, orange and red. In green and orange zones is where there are maximum relaxations, and that is which has come to the notice of the centre. These relaxations are in sectors like agriculture, fishing, finance, banking and construction. And according to the Kerala police, odd-even formula for vehicles also to be introduced from today. Vehicles with registration numbers ending in odd numbers will be allowed on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and the remaining days, of course, will be meant for the even numbers. Vivek, coming to you on this point, in terms of allowing vehicular traffic, in terms of allowing public movement, there seems to be quite a bit of relaxation in Kerala. Is that also being questioned by the centre?
That particular, odd even, string of the vehicles, odd even numbering of the vehicles, as the Kerala government, the Kerala Transport Department has said, that is not being questioned by the state government, central government. The only thing that is being questioned at this point of time is the opening of, non-essential items, especially these restaurants, high-end restaurants, barber shops, and also this inter-district travel. All these are the things that has been questioned by the central government, because central government clearly says that the earlier circular clearly mentioned that these things, non-essential things, apart from the essential grocery items, these should not be opened. The operations of these, shops should not be resumed, and that is exactly why they have said. So the even odd, scheme will continue. That is today onwards. It is the odd numbers ending vehicles will be plying on the roads of Kerala. So regarding that, there is no confusion. It's only about the hotels and barber shops. That is mainly the concern that's been raised by the central government.
All right, Vivek Karindran, thanks for reporting with the latest information from Kerala.